What's going on, everybody? Back with another podcast, and today I got very special guests with me. Let's get into it.
A breath with Brefo.
So on my right but your left, and on my left but your right, got Fiifi, got Eddie here. And I grew up with these two guys. They mean so much to me. So I'm glad to have you guys on the podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
Glad to be here, man.
You already know.
Good. This is going to be great because this is just going to be, we're going to talk about everything.
I know.
You know, we're going to talk about everything. But first, how was it like? Because we all grew up in the Manor, right?
Sure.
So how was it like for you guys? Like your own personal experiences growing up in the Manor?
Personally, the Manor is like a great place. I feel like, I don't know how to explain it. In a sense, you know, you guys know I came later because originally I was from Ghana.
Okay,
born and raised.
I want to talk about that too, like how it was growing up in Ghana. But go ahead.
Yeah. Like, you know, growing up in Ghana, born and raised, came to America, moved into the Manor. You know, at first, you know, the Manor had a great community in the sense of like, there was all types of different ethnicities in the Manor. But like growing up in North Brunswick, you know, there was this like stereotype. Like, oh, the Manor is the hood of North Brunswick.
Exactly,
you know, the
bro,
Manor is the, you know, where you have like, you know, white folks, you know, our age, and we're kids, like we're like 9 years old, and there are kids our age that are scared to come into our neighborhood. But meanwhile, like,
That's true.
We're walking back and forth. It's like, this is regular.
It's regular, right?
It's regular.
yeah, like, you know, but there's nothing happening. Like, you know, you're a kid. You're just being a kid.
It's always
you know?
the people seeing outside, like looking in.
Right,
And it's like
right.
we're living in it. So
You know, and I feel like that's the thing about stereotypes. You know, people tend to like judge before, you know, they know. In a sense of like, even like, bro, we grew up with like amazing human beings, you know. It's just like circumstances, you know, whatever circumstances like end up making them like go wherever they are. But like, you know, RIP to Muhammad, you know, another
RIP,
someone
Yeah.
we grew up with.
Right.
You know, but like just thinking about it, like, you know, a lot of these people were judged before people like actually knew them. Like, you know,
That's a fact.
these were like amazing human beings, like, you know, brotherly love, you know, loyalty, you know,
Right.
like we go moral compass,
Yeah.
you know.
And you know, it's funny you say that because like I feel like the Manor, like we have so much love for each other.
like a big family, bro.
Right, literally.
Big family.
Yeah.
And when we came together, you know, to for Momo, right?
Yeah.
Like us just being together, you know, some of us ain't see each other for a long time,
I know.
Years.
you know, and that was like that was so like good to see everybody, you know, come together. We wish it wasn't under those circumstances, you know, because it's very sad. But, you know, we're such a big family. And what you said is so true about, you know, people looking at the Manor as such, like, it's crazy.
But it's like, bro, we wake up every single day here. And it's crazy because like nowadays it's like you see one car that you don't even know. Who moved there? Who lives here?
Right.
So it's like, bro, man, it's really a family.
It really is. And
know.
you're talking about ethnicity, too. Like, you feel
Yeah.
like the Manor, like, now, because you said before it had, like, multiple, like, different people, different races. You feel like it's not like that anymore?
I'm gonna say like nowadays is like it's still like the same, you know.
I really feel like it's because we're not outside no more.
Yeah, we're not really outside,
So
so,
it's like
we
you
don't
don't really see.
I don't really see people except for like,
That's
you know,
true.
most of the times when I leave my house, like I'm getting my car, I'm going.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
we don't walk around. We used to walk around every day, going to the basketball court, you know, playing around as kids, seeing other people mingling. And now, you know, you leave your house, you go into your car, you leave in the neighborhood, you
Right.
come home,
Go right to sleep.
you just feel me?
'Cause we getting old.
Yeah.
Even for us, we live in the neighborhood, but like it's not like we see each other every day. Like
Yeah, we gotta intentionally set up.
Yeah.
We have intentionally like set up time to see each other.
and that's
Yeah.
adulting, you know.
It is adulting.
It comes time for that.
How was your experience of the Manor?
I mean, the Manor is a Manor. You can't really. I don't know, man. It's like every day something new. Like
Right.
growing up, playing basketball, football, soccer. It's like you're doing something productive every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, like everybody we grew up with, even years later, bro. I think I haven't seen people in like 10, 20 years. And it's like still family, bro.
Right,
It's
right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Always.
You know, one thing I appreciate about the Manor that I always think about is, you know, the Manor taught me how to be tough. How
Yeah,
to,
definitely.
you know, how to grow up and like how to throw hands.
Definitely. You had no choice but to. You had no choice but
That's
to
a
sometimes.
fact, you know. So, like, North Brunswick is a really good town, right?
Yeah.
Blue collar,
Right. Yeah.
blue ribbon. I meant.
And then you got the Manor, like I'm talking about back in like the 2000s, and you know when we were growing up, right?
Yeah.
You could even pass like the park,
Yo, for
like
real.
leaving your trash can, and it was like you're going into the hood.
You know.
But to us, it was like, you know, just playing outside.
It was regular to us.
But literally, I feel like that's like part of patriotism, you know, in a sense, because like even like the town North Brunswick, you know, at one point we were like the third most diverse town in the nation. Like we're very diverse.
Wow.
Like, you know,
How did you know that? It's like trust me, bro. Source.
He Googles it, bro.
No, it's not even that. During high school, I think it was like 2013. Mr. Clark used to come on the loudspeaker and be like, North Brunswick is the most diverse town.
How do you remember this, bro?
Because what? You got to take pride from where you're from. We were the most diverse town in the state. And I think we're still top 10 or top 20.
Yeah.
And then at one point, we're number 3 in the nation, like town in the nation. So, like, you know, like, honestly, like, there's a lot of things I want to touch on, but I'm going to go on a little rant right now. Little rant.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go, man.
So, all right. If you think about it, like, North Brunswick, there's, like, the rich neighborhoods. You know, there's, like, huge houses, like, $1 million houses.
All right.
Right? But then there's also, like, apartment complexes. Like, we live here in the Manor.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Renaissance, which is, like, the townhouses, you know? You even have Deerbrook, which is trailer parks, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, and then you have, like, you know, like, middle-income families in, like, regular neighborhoods, you know? So, like, you get a little bit of everything, you know?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of everything.
No,
North
that's
Brunswick
definitely
literally
true.
has
That's
everything.
definitely
If you
true.
go to the Renaissance, a lot of Indians, you know?
Shout out to my Indian people. He ain't mean it that way.
I mean,
you know?
no,
love
but
you.
it's just
We love
like,
everybody.
that's the
We
thing,
love
though. It's
everybody.
about community. Like, you know, a lot of
Right.
people, like, I feel like North Brunswick, especially, like, a lot of people from North Brunswick, like, or living in North Brunswick, like, we had a lot of immigrants come to settle in North Brunswick. Like, you know,
Definitely.
even like for, like, people that are, quote, unquote, from the hood, from quote, unquote, as people will stereotype, you
Quote,
know,
unquote.
you know, a lot of families, like even like Black and Spanish families, like came from like rough neighborhoods to start a new life in,
Yeah.
you know, North Brunswick, because they knew this was a blue ribbon school. The education system, it's not like the best, like top tier, but for what it was pretty
Yeah, it was
spectacular,
great.
you know?
I always say, like, thank God for this, you know, like, growing up in this town, too,
Yeah.
you know, because it definitely has its advantages.
Because like even when we went to high school parties, you go to a high school party, you see an Asian to your left, an Indian to your right,
Yeah, yo. It's,
rich white guy.
it's crazy you say that because I don't think I can, like, I love everybody, but I don't think I can live in a town where, like,
You see just one.
Diversity.
right, like,
Yeah.
I need diversity.
You need it. And then especially like a place like North Brunswick.
And it actually helped all of us, to be
Yo,
honest.
so
It really
many,
did.
so many different personalities. Like you have like the nerdy Indian guy hanging with supposedly the hood guy that sells drugs, but like everybody was cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's a tight knit family. Like
Yeah.
you know, but then when you go outside of North Brunswick, things start to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that in college. You know, I was like, wow, like not everywhere it's like North Brunswick. Like
Yeah, college is
Yeah.
experience,
you
bro.
know,
Yeah,
the
definitely
diversity is not
experience.
there like that. You know, I mean, the diversity compared
depends
to the,
what college
Yeah,
you
it
went to.
depends.
Well,
It
I went to
depends.
college in Delaware, so, you know, I see Baltimore, Virginia, like you see
Right.
all those places. It's like everybody's like, it's like you're against one another. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. man.
Dang.
And then you
but-
come back home. Like I
Yeah.
loved coming home, bro. I come home every single weekend, most times, and like a 2.5 hour drive. I'm like, yo, I just like being in my area.
Wow.
You feel at home, bro.
That's true. That's true.
And that's why New Jersey is one of the best states in America.
Yeah.
because of strictly diversity. Not just the diversity, like, yo, you can wake up, you're like, I want Indian food. You can get Indian food.
Bro, you can find food anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Spanish
that's
food,
true.
African food,
Yeah.
anything, bro.
Anytime, any place.
Even soul food, bro. Like it's like
Literally.
like you can't really find that anywhere else.
Literally.
Like what township you
Everything
know
is
has African, Jamaican, Indian food?
And I feel like that's how,
I
like,
never really thought about it. Like
yeah, and then, especially like North Brunswick, like, bro, how many like food strips do we have?
Exactly.
A lot.
And they're still building.
We have
And you know what about North Brunswick too? We have like everything you can. We got a movie theater, bowling alley,
Chick-fil-A.
right? And even if it's not in our town, like
It's next to it.
next to it,
Yeah.
right? Like
Edison, Top Golf.
yeah, they got and they're even building a go kart
Yeah, right
Go
behind.
for it.
Yeah,
right behind it.
it's supposed to be the biggest one in the
Tommy
world. They
Savin.
said
Really?
biggest one in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, then this is
Really?
gonna get crazy,
And that's good though because it adds more to like
right?
You know,
our area.
but that's the thing, though. That's why, like, people like to settle here. Like, most immigrants, when they come from different countries, they like to settle in New Jersey. Because like New Jersey,
especially the Africans
yeah,
too.
African.
they
I feel
love
like
it.
it's also the Spanish people too.
Yeah. So by the way, if y'all didn't know, Fiifi is Ghanaian, 100%.
Yes.
Eddie is Sierra Leonean, yes, and I'm Ivorian and Ghanaian.
I'm Ghanaian too.
Yes, you are Ghanaian.
Ghanaian,
yes.
I forgot.
Yes.
His dad, yes, he's Ghanaian, and his mom Sierra Leonean.
Yeah,
You're 100% Ghanaian.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
born in Ghana. You
Yeah.
know, came here when I was 9, 8. Around that
How
time.
was that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
go
us,
ahead,
come on.
talk, bro.
Tell us about what.
Let's hear how it was from being in Ghana to America.
Yeah.
I feel like in America we have a concept of I forgot the word. It's like the white, like, savior complex. Like white savior complex. I feel like the whole world has this white savior complex, like, for America. So, like, as a child, like, even personally, like, like, being there, like, like, coming to America is like literally an extreme culture shock. Shock.
Right.
Sorry, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
Like, you just can't believe it. Like, it's like, like, in the moment you're like, oh my God, I'm going to America, this and that. It's about to be amazing. My life is about to be like, it's like a place you dreamed of, but you felt like you couldn't touch. Almost like, literally, it's almost like, in comparison, like going to outer space. Like, it's like, because there's so many people, like, they dream of, like, these certain places they see on TV, on magazines, newspapers, but but they can never touch it, because like, like, the financial stability is not there, the economy is not there.
To touch on that too, like, when we were young, we didn't really understand, like, because growing up and being African, sometimes it'd be like, oh, African, and the stereotype.
But now we're winning.
Yeah.
No, that's true, bro.
We are.
Bro,
Now we winning.
back in the day, it's like your parents like threaten you saying, "I'm gonna send you to Africa," and now it's like people go there for fun, bro. So it's
Right.
like,
Literally,
And
we
like,
winning.
and even like when we were like in like school, right? Some people would be like, oh, Africa, Africans, this and that. And, they would visualize Africa in the way of like, in the arms.
yeah, like that's
Yeah, literally,
Bro,
white.
it's like, I
what
really
The
dislike
white
that, bro.
savior thing.
Yo, I hated that so much.
like it makes no sense.
Y'all want to hear some funny shit?
What?
Funny shit.
Go ahead.
Yo. No cap.
Go
Oh
ahead.
my God. Till this day, I still remember this. Yo. So in 5th grade, right? You guys remember the Stokes?
Yeah,
the Stokes
that trip, yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
So this is literally when I first came to America.
Let them know what the Stokes is. 'Cause,
yeah,
so-
let them know what's those.
So
Everybody knows
Stokes
Stokes
is
is.
like this kind of like nature kind of cabin vibe, like thing that we do for
It's
like
he's going to it. It's,
Yeah, it's basically
It's
you were
camping.
yeah camp.
It's
It's
just
a campground
camping.
for like what
Camping.
3 days.
yeah
Yeah.
for like 5th graders, whatever, and then like teachers, chaperones come,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
your parents
and
and
then we
stuff,
do a
too.
lot of fun activities like
Yeah.
wall climbing,
Boats.
fishing, rowing,
Right.
like all that. Good time. Love Stokes. Very good time. So during like lunch or dinner,
This
like
guy.
one of the lunches or dinner, I remember having a moment with the principal at the time, of Judd. And then she was like, oh, like, you're from like Africa, right? It's like, yeah, like she's trying to like, I can tell like it's genuine though. Like it's not like she meant like any offense or like I feel like she just didn't know better, you know. And I feel like for a lot of the times, like a lot of like Americans, like, you know, when it comes into certain things, like they just don't know better. And imagine I'm in 5th grade and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, yo, like what is wrong with her? But I played it off, you know. I'm not gonna. So she was like, yo, like, oh, like, did you ever get your food stolen by a monkey? like, did you ever get your food stolen by a monkey?
Oh,
like,
man.
were you eating? Do you have monkeys? And I was like, bro, the whole time I lived in Ghana, I never saw a monkey in my life.
Right, it's like they
Like,
think
what?
we like walk around with tigers and lions.
Like they're just in our backyard.
That is
Like,
not
what?
how Africa is.
I
bro.
ain't never seen a monkey in
Even
my life.
nowadays, you see rappers buying lions, bro. So it's
Right.
like,
And I was like, what? And I was like, yo, she can't be serious. Like, is she asking me if, like, the monkeys will steal my food? I'm like, bro, I ain't live in the jungle. I lived in the city.
Yeah, they think
Like,
you're
what?
Tarzan or something.
Yeah.
Bro, what? We had cars. We had buses, everything. Yes, it was like,
People don't understand how beautiful Africa is.
they
until they
don't.
go
Like-
there, bro.
Yo, right, till they go there. Like Africa is what it literally the world, y'all literally I don't even know how to say it. Like people just don't wanna believe. Like I say this all the time. You don't even know you're African.
Yeah.
Africa
Yeah.
is the motherland. They
know.
don't just call it the motherland for fun, you know, or for just a facade.
Almost everything originated from Africa.
Yo,
Literally.
And you know, to talk about that too, you know what hurts me so much
What?
about Africa too?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I wish the government and everything else, they understood more about like how rich the continent is, because we sell everything over to Europe and we just give over like precious things that we have. Like Africa has so much power and is so can be powerful
Yeah.
enough to take over like the US and be
No.
the greatest country.
Bro, the diamonds come from Africa.
Bro,
Bro,
yes.
The diamonds come from Africa, bro.
You know,
I
those
don't know if you
Ghana?
guys don't know that, but diamonds come from Africa.
Ghana used to be called the Gold Coast for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, Sierra Leone.
I
Blood
don't know
Diamonds.
if you guys have a chance, go watch Blood Diamond.
Right.
That would teach you a lot, man.
About
Yeah.
Sierra Leone.
Teach you a
You
lot.
know, but that's the thing though. It wasn't really the people
Yeah.
that like, because like the people in Africa is more like community based.
Right.
Like, you know, yes, we have all these like rich like diamonds, gold, but we weren't back in the day. They weren't exploiting it against other people. Like it wasn't like materialistic things. You know, this is why I said like the white saviorism mentality comes in place, because like you have these Europeans come to Africa, literally stripping our people,
That's what I'm saying.
stripping our land,
Yeah.
stripping our soil.
And you know what's so funny? They do it in plain sight, but like so
Yeah.
subtly. Like
Yeah.
they'll come in and like befriend.
But it's just crazy because like everybody sees the Arms of the Angels commercial and it's like, wow, they're so poor.
Yeah, but the crazy part about it is also like even like these, you know, these like kind of, what's the word for them? Charities. They're not
Right,
actually
organizations.
Yeah, they're not actually charitable. A lot of the times they just exploit the charity for themselves. They're not
that's true.
helping.
Until they get caught.
You
Yeah.
know, and then the sad part about it is like, you know, that's life, and people just been the whole entire world has always been stomping on Africa for a long time.
Yeah, like
You know?
like the NFL, like after every Super Bowl game, you know what they say they send them the clothing to or whatever
Right.
to Africa, and it's like people think like okay they're donating to them, so it's like they must be poor, or it's not that at all.
Yeah, like listen, I want to make one thing clear if you're listening to this podcast. Tennessee needs you. Don't just think, oh, Africa is so poor. Tennessee, there is just as poor people as you can think of that need your help. Just as if they look at Africa and be like, oh, Africa is always in need of help, or like you visualize Africa as this like dry land that, you know, is just so in desperate need. Like, please.
Africa would have never needed help if the Europeans never came.
That is
Literally.
a fact.
Literally, because a lot of problems started, wars, like, you know, like
All
you have
these
people,
diamonds and stuff, people be
Yeah.
you
flying
know,
around. It's like
food,
you're getting that
resources,
from Africa,
everything is gone. Like, you know,
So one thing too, because we're talking
Oil.
about Africa, man. I want to give people some facts about Africa. Like people do. Okay, one thing I want to say: Egypt is in Africa. Okay,
yo,
So if you guys think you're
bro,
Egyptian and you're not African, I'm sorry to tell you, man, you're African.
bro,
You're African.
bro. Yo, so you know, you guys know Kareem, but
Right.
you know
Yeah.
our listeners don't know. We have a friend called Kareem, right?
Yeah.
Kareem's from Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So one time, me and Kareem were in Lifetime, you know, and we met, you know, this dude, you know,
Right.
amazing guy, like cool. We were bonding, having a conversation, and he was telling us he's a history teacher. You know, he teaches like, you know, middle school,
Oh, no.
high school, like, you know, whatever.
no.
And then he was
I
talking
had
about
another
like
conversation with that
the
one,
trips of like where he's been, like, you know, talking about like Middle East, everything. And then Kareem was telling him, oh, yo, like I just came back from the Egypt, like, you know, name the places. And he was like, wow, like I've always wanted to, you know, go to Egypt. And then we went to the conversation of Africa. And then Kareem was like, yeah, like, you know, like Egypt is in Africa, it's kind of thing. He was like, wow, like I never knew that. And he teaches geography.
Right, like
You're
that's a
Teaches
problem, bro. Like,
geography.
nowadays, teachers don't really understand history.
They don't.
They're taught to teach what what they're told. Like,
Yeah.
all right, here, give me paper. You guys got to teach this, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even about Africa alone. Like Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. They don't really know. They don't learn.
Black
bro.
history. They don't.
Black history is it's not what's supposed to be taught.
Right.
But the thing about it is that I feel like living in this country, we feel like the world is America. Like literally, like Europeans don't like to be called white. If you ever see a European in America, they'll be like, I'm Italian, you know,
yeah, that's true.
I'm like French,
But
like
then,
this and
but
that.
then, and also surprisingly, I heard this, like Africans and African Americans, they don't even associate. Like
Yeah.
they there's a separation
Yeah.
between.
It's like so bro. It's like people say, no, I'm not African. I'm African American.
Right.
You're
Like, literally.
African, bro. Like,
It
what's the
doesn't
first word in
matter,
that? You're
you know?
African.
Like literally, like if you go to Europe, like, you know, there's like literally like, but that's what I'm saying, like in terms of like patriotism, but like going back to the whole geography thing, right? If you meet like people from Asia, like whatever, no matter what, I'm talking about the continent, the entire continent. If you meet people from Europe, if you meet people from Africa, even South America, one thing people are aware of is the world. Like, you know, they know about world news. They know geography. You know what I mean? They know where countries are, you know. But then when you come to America, like most people don't even know where their backyard is. Like,
Yeah, I
like,
see
literally,
what you're
they don't-
saying.
they have no
they're
concept.
they're so enclosed. Like the United States is all like
Yeah.
that's it, right? Like they travel, right? Because especially in our generation, Instagram and all these they post
like
these
people
beautiful
travel
pictures.
just to go to the
Right.
you know, resorts.
Right, but like people look at like what you said, the United States is just like its own little, you know, world, right?
It's another thing, bro. People don't travel to learn about areas. Like
Yeah.
when you travel, bro, it's like you want to learn about other areas.
Right.
Like I went to DR, bro. I loved it, bro, because like you see like I went outside of DR. You see like the actual roots of DR, bro.
Right.
I was driving down a ATV. I see like two little kids run up to me asking for money. I'm like, you see DR, you don't see DR on TV. Kids asking for money. It's like stuff like that, bro. It's like it's crazy, bro. The world is crazy. Man.
Yeah, but like that's the thing though. As an American, no matter where you go, you know, like we're always gonna be looked like that. People always think we're rich, but meanwhile, like, you know, like we struggle too. Like, you know, we struggle too.
The American
We
dream
struggle.
has long faded. Like literally,
There's
I don't
no
think-
American dream. So I'll tell you guys.
Literally,
hard work.
I don't think
Yes,
the American
literally.
dream has faded. I feel like it's almost a concept of like basically like our country is made in a way where everything is competition, right? And then like people don't have integrity in what they do anymore. Nowadays, even music, everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to like even do like podcasts. Everybody wants to
nowadays
be
just
an
for the money
actor.
aspect.
You know,
Everybody
it's
wanna
all
do
the
a
money
podcast.
aspect.
You throwing
No,
hip
not
at
even.
me,
I'm not
but
coming
I'm
at
just
you.
like,
I'm not coming
okay,
at you.
I'll
But
play
like,
with you.
you know, I know. But like, you know, everybody wants to do a trend that is hot in the moment. You know, even TikTok, where like, you know, like they put on a fake persona, like because they know this is what people want to see. Like even women, you know, the way women like, you know, kind of
Makeup.
like, you know, not makeup. Makeup is universal, but like, I'm not trying to touch on that.
So
Actually,
you would wear makeup?
me, no. But there are men out there that wear makeup.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
There are a lot
have
of men.
like if you're like on TV and then you have to do a commercial or something,
Oh, yeah,
they'll put
okay,
makeup
okay.
on you.
But I'm saying like now the culture is in a sense where like it's like, okay, if you don't have money, you're not successful.
It's just everything's saturated now, bro.
You
It's
know?
like everybody's doing the same thing. It's not someone doing their own lane, bro.
Like
Right.
literally, if you don't have money, you're not successful. That's how people see it.
And another thing is like people think like if you don't go to college, you won't be anything.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that, bro.
Yeah.
And like I know plenty of people who didn't go to college and be very successful.
Right.
Listen.
Right.
One thing I learned from college is that college teaches you how to be in a community. It teaches you how to pay attention, how to like follow directions, you know, because like
And develops your communication skills.
Because you know, in a sense, like I know a lot of people that like they graduated from engineering and like they went into the workforce and literally they didn't use anything they learned, but like yes, like they learned like practical things, like you know how to think and all that. But in a sense, like in any workforce, right? Any workforce, like I'll give you an example, right? Literally something simple, right? I was at Dunkin' Donuts, right? You can go to any Dunkin' around the world, like around the United States. You're gonna see different ethnicities, depending on where it is. Even different jobs. Everybody can do like anything. As a human being, you can do anything you set your mind on.
Right.
But the problem is now that you have to work with integrity. You know what I mean? People don't work with integrity anymore. People like, you know, people are always chasing whether is the clout or the bag, as you know, as we all say.
But
But
I've
like,
seen people at McDonald's making more money than some people doing.
You know what the reality? Yeah, and you know what the reality of that is that people, you know, some people go from job to job to job to job, right? Because they're like, okay, I get paid more here, I get paid more, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, you get paid more because you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really good at, you know, we're gonna talk about football. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
If you're really good, for example, at football, right? People will see it. You will get paid for what you do. You're very good at what you do. They're not just going to pick up somebody that's not good and just throw them on the team. No, because that person, you can tell when somebody has put their sacrifice, their hard work into what they do. That's how a person gets paid more. That's how you get, you know, and my manager taught me that lesson because I was like, man, you know, this company is worth like what? Something $1 billion. Like, you guys have the ability to pay a lot more than you guys do.
They do.
And you know, he was like, you know, let me tell you something. And that's when he told me that. And then it made me really think about it. And I was like, you know what? He's right. He's right. But I also saw this news clip thing, and it talked about like people, right? Whatever your talent is, whatever it is that you want to do in life, right? Like, yes, you have your job, right?
yeah,
That's your bread and butter, right? But you also have a gift. Like, everybody has a gift. And when you begin to tap into that gift, whatever it is, and you really craft it and continually work on it, that will eventually become your bread and butter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know? And like, for example, if you love, I don't know, art, right? And you use your weekends not to get away from the life that you hate so much on the weekdays. You actually use the weekend to like invest in your gifting and in your passion. That thing will grow.
and that's the problem nowadays. As you mentioned, let me, you know, sidetrack a little bit. Nowadays, our community is in a sense like people work for the weekdays, and then for the weekends they go out. If it's not, but like in a sense of like some people think just going out, it's like, oh, going to that party or going to the club. No, going out is like even going to dinner, meeting friends, doing activities, you know. And people do that every weekend because that's how we're trained to, like, you know, to operate.
God gives us money, right? And it's his gift because he owns everything. And he gives it to us, and we got to be good stewards of it, right? And at times, you know, we're not. We splurge and stuff like that, right? But I feel like, yeah, we spend it on vacations and things like that. And that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad thing. So, like, I feel like money will always come, right? Money will go, money will come, right? We thank God for that God has given us jobs and things like that for us to be able to get money, right? But you have to enjoy life. You have to enjoy it, right? And to a degree, I have to say that, to a degree. You know, so do you feel like you said community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like build, like having That do you feel like that's more important than somebody enjoying the things that they like to do?
All right, so
Just asking.
You actually explained this. You actually explained this to me one time, a long time ago,
Me?
and it actually stuck with what I'm about to say. Right? There's a difference between happiness and joy. Remember when you gave this quote?
Wow.
There's a difference between happiness and joy. In a sense, like our country, a lot of people, don't get me wrong, they get money, they go on their vacations, but like they don't have that joy. Yeah, in the moment, they're happy, they're posting on Instagram, they're on that vacation, but like, like I know a lot of guys, like I'm friends with, they literally go on the vacations with one thing in mind,
The flex.
Yeah, to flex and get with girls or like come back and be like, yeah, people don't go for the history. They don't go for like, to like
to
connect.
Vacation,
not to connect with that land, to connect with those people. And that's like community. People just go like, yeah, I was in Puerto Rico, I'm cool. They go with what the trend is, you feel me? So going back to the happiness and joy thing, I feel like, community is very important in a sense of like, yes, like I can go to a party every week, right? But does that mean like I'm really happy? No. I can have that VIP section, but does that mean like I have that joy in my heart,
right?
And in a sense, that joy in your heart is only fulfilled when you have good relationships with the people close to you, which is your family, your friends, and going back to the word, you have integrity, doing everything you do with love from the inside. And people forget the way.
I still got, when you say integrity, I don't know if it's just you, but I still have like the elementary definition of integrity in my head. It never like doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
Oh yeah.
But it's really important. And like it goes so far. Like it's like just doing everything. Like, like for example, like you want to work, like, you want to clean your room. Don't half clean your room. Don't half-ass it. Like really clean your room. Like clean it. When you go to shower, you don't like kind of like wash your left arm and like, nah, I'm not going to wash my right arm. No, you shower.
Give your best in everything.
You feel me? You give everything the best you do. Even when you're working on a project, doing this podcast, even like the little things, like, going out when you dress, you want to look the best for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes like, like I feel like there's like a good medium with everything, in a sense of like worldly things, and like nature things, there's a good medium because like it's not a bad thing to be materialistic. It's not a bad thing to like, own the off-white shoe. Yeah. But like, but there's like a medium.
Do it with good intentions.
Do it because you want to do it and do it because it's what you want, not because of like, it's what is hot in the moment.
Another thing like collecting shoes.
You feel me?
Yeah. Most people who collect shoes do it because they love collecting shoes.
Yeah. And a lot of people, some people do it because
they want to show that, I have this money.
I have this too.
I have this item.
I can do it. And then, someone told me this quote recently, and it actually stuck with me. Never in spite of, always because of. I'll repeat it again. Never in spite of, always because of. What do you think that means?
You wanna hit that?
Go ahead.
No, you.
I don't know. I personally think like don't do it because like all right, I want to do it so everybody can see it, but do it because you want to do it and
Yeah, that
you love to do it.
Yeah, that could be.
That's like playing sports, man.
Yeah,
you don't do it because all right, I want to show off. I got this talent. It's because you love the sport.
Right.
How you guys play soccer? You feel me? Same thing with football. Like you do it because you love it.
All right,
love it, even when you're not getting paid. But for me, it also like that quote really for me, in a sense, it's like I feel like a lot of people, like they do things, like in a sense of like in terms of competition. Like if someone's like, oh, like you can't do this. Oh, you can't make $10,000 in a month. Oh, you can't be as successful as me. Oh, you like, but in a sense, like, like, or like, oh, like, like some of our friends would joke, oh, you can't get with girls. Oh, yeah. Go get with that girl tonight, and then now you feel like you have something to prove.
Yeah.
But that's not with integrity because now you're doing it in a sense of like people are like telling you to do it,
Yeah.
or like people are saying you can't do it, you know. And I feel like a lot of people in life move in that way, in a sense of like they do things like, you know, in terms of spite to like prove to those people, whether it be your family, your friends, or like whatever, even outside people. You want to prove to them that you can do this.
That's even with school sometimes.
You
like,
know,
most parents
literally.
tell kids to go to college so that they can like. It's more for them rather than you.
Yeah.
Because most
Right.
people don't really want to go to school. So it's like you're coming back with a degree to show your mom, yeah, I got this degree.
Yeah.
It's not really for you. It's for them.
Especially with African parents,
Oh,
doctor or
yeah.
lawyer.
Or nurse.
or engineer.
Or nurse. Yes. Engineer.
Engineer is a big one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like going back to it, like, you know, everybody has an expiration date.
Yeah.
Not just everybody, everything.
Yeah.
Those shoes have an expiration date. This water bottle has an expiration date. Cars, you know, has an expiration
Just
date.
amount of mileage. Is,
Even the food,
Right.
everything of this world has an expiration date, you know, and we do. So like when you're living life, you know, trying to prove like your worthiness to like people, your family, your friends, you know, it's not like at the end of the day, okay, cool, I became a billionaire. Okay, cool, I did it.
Yeah.
Now what? You know, now what? Okay, I showed them. Who cares? Like, do they care? They'll be like, okay.
the moral
But
of
like-
the whole thing is just do everything with your heart and good intentions.
And
Like-
you know, one thing is crazy because I keep thinking about me like before I met the Lord, right?
Yeah.
So before I met God, like my life was always like I had to like do stuff like what you're saying, right? I was going with the wave, you know, this was hot, I'm gonna do this, you know. And I really didn't find identity and you know, and joy in specifically who I was. I had to put things to, you know, for me, for example, it was women, right? Right. And like I was like, all right, this one, that, but like you're breaking hearts, right? To for what? For what degree are you? And like I was just, you know, going
Just to fulfill your needs.
right, exactly. And there was no satisfaction in that. And you know, you're talking about joy, right? Like when I found Jesus, like that's joy. Like it's like endless. Like with the Lord, with God is endless joy. Like it's never ending. It's always overflowing. Like, because for example, right? Let me put it like this. You have a car, right? Something's wrong with the car, right?
Yeah.
Who knows how to fix it? Yes, we can say mechanics, but the real person that knows how to fix it, the one that made the car. That's why cars come with a manual, right? So for me, it's like, why am I here? What's my purpose in life? You know, why am I not feeling this joy? Why am I? So I go back because every creation has a creator, and mine is the Lord.
Yeah.
So
That's a good way to put it, man.
Right. So I tap in, say, hey, Lord, you know, I don't know you. I want to get to know you. You know, I want to spend time with you. I started just reading my Bible more, and God started revealing, you know, my identity of who I am is found in Him. And then all that other stuff just faded away. I have a bunch of shoes. I like to dress nice, but I do it for me.
Yeah.
I don't do it, you know, before the old Kevin would be like, hey, yo, it's time to flex on everybody, right? I don't care for it. I dress nice and I dress the way I dress because I want to.
Yeah.
I do the things because I want to. Because my joy doesn't come from those materialistic things.
You know?
Now my joy comes from the Lord. So I just wanted to hit on that because you're talking about that. And it's just a really profound thing that we're talking about. It's very, very deep.
And I want to piggyback on that because what I was going to say is that a lot of people, I mean, for me, right, my perception is that if you want to find that joy, you know, a lot of people, like, in terms of, like, the Lord and everything, you know, especially in today's society and climate, like, you know, I feel like, you know, people are straying away from church more and more and more. Or, like, you know, straying away from, like, the beliefs of, like, just having good moral compass, you know. But honestly, I feel like if you really, 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 really want to get to know the Lord, it's not in the Bible. It's not in your pastor. It's within yourself. And it starts within yourself, having faith and believing in.
Right.
And also, like I said, I'm going to repeat this quote, doing everything with integrity. When you do the things you want, when you move in ways you want, when you open your third eye and you're truly like, you know, trying to be like really
No,
like
go
when
ahead,
you're
go ahead.
when you're
Share
doing
your
like
opinion.
because like I feel like a lot of people like ask the question like, what is my purpose? Like, where am
Even
I?
still today, bro, most
Yeah.
people don't really know the purpose. You don't really find your purpose until it finds you.
But that's the thing, though.
And most people think like, all right, I'm going to school, going to college. I'm going to find my purpose. I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
You come out of college, it's like,
It's like
wow, what did I waste 4 years of?
right.
I mean,
There's
I'll use a funny example. Well, not funny example. I feel like purpose is like women. You know, when you chase them, they be running. You know, but like when you don't chase them,
Not every woman, bro.
No, not every. It doesn't matter. But like
Right, you could
the women you really want, like
Yeah,
that
but
wo-
you wouldn't chase them if you want them and they want you, bro. It would come.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's-
like not in that sense. In the sense of like finding that love. That
Yeah,
true
but
love.
you're not gonna find love with everybody, man.
No,
gonna
you're
wanna-
not. But that's what I'm saying. When you're chasing for it, you're never gonna find it.
Okay.
You know, you gotta be patient, and it will come to you.
Yeah,
you know,
You see, I feel like this. I wanna, cause this is about to get really deep.
yeah.
You were mentioning like first two things. One, that a lot of people are running away from the church, right?
Yeah.
Straying away from the church. And to me, I believe a lot of people in our generation are straying away from the church because they view church as like do, don't do. I can and I can't, or else I'll go to hell. Right?
Yeah.
It's like this. It's like this, like structured thing, or like. And what most believers, right, that understand and know the Bible, what we see that as is religion. It's religion, man-made, right? You were talking about you don't need, right, the Bible. The Bible, right, the acronym for the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth, right? And the Bible is God's written word. And the Bible wasn't there when like Abraham was, right? Abraham, you know who Abraham is, right? You know who Abraham is, right? So Abraham didn't have the Bible. He was the father of faith.
Yeah.
So he had to depend on faith in God, right?
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
what it is about. The Bible is to help us understand God, right? The Bible says that God has now revealed himself in his son Jesus, right? And
Yeah.
also has revealed himself in his written word. So it's not like God is still the same yesterday, today, and forever. But don't expect God to be like thundering in your room, right? All the time and being like, Eddie, this is my purpose for you. No, like it's like written in the Bible. The more you seek him, God will show you, right? People will come up to you and be like, yo, man, you know what? You should be a chef. You know, out of nowhere sometimes. Sometimes people feel, yo, you know what? You should be a chef. You know what he told me one day? And I believe it was the Lord speaking to him. He's like, man, you know, you should be like an actor or something. Like, you know how many times people have said that? And how many times people have, you know, because they see something, a gift, right? Like, and these are all signs and things that we have to pick up on that and on our way of trying to figure out our purpose, right? Because finding out your purpose, God will reveal your purpose to you, because sometimes that rabbit hole, you will go nuts, right? My purpose is this. That's why some people, they bounce from this to this to this to this to this, because they're trying to figure out
What they want to do.
what they want to do.
But keep
Go
going.
ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in general, like you shouldn't, you know, be trying to figure out what you want to do.
Not necessarily. Like you shouldn't. So that's basically saying like, all right, I'm just gonna sit around and hope
No,
my
no, no,
purpose
no,
finds
no.
me.
Right.
But
You
that's the
want to
thing, though.
look for your purpose, but don't forcefully do it.
Yes,
Right.
yes, I agree with that. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, just like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like when you eat some food, you're like, like this tastes good. This tastes bad. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I like it. You know,
That's true.
there might be certain food you'll love more than other people.
Like, let me ask
know?
you this. Let me ask you like this. Is there a burning desire within you that you know what it is that you love, a passion that's in your heart?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like you know a burning passion that's in your heart?
Yes, but no. So like I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do.
Right.
Like one day I wake up, all right, I want to be a cop. Next day it's like,
Yeah.
do I really want to be a cop?
But that's the thing, though. You're putting a title on it. It's not a career thing.
I was going to say that.
You know, it's not based on the career.
Yeah.
That's how like our society has made it in today. Like,
I
you know,
have a question for you. So what do you want to do with your life?
what I want to do with my life, I just want to be the greatest human being and like elevate the potential as much as possible.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
You know,
Let me ask you this question. Would you be the greatest human being if, you know, let me put it like this: if you lost some things, right?
Yeah.
Would that still be your vision?
If I
wanna
lost some things,
if you lost some things, right? Some things that you need on your way to becoming the greatest human being, because that, right, to be the greatest human being,
I know I can be for myself.
Okay. Now you specified.
So you're
Yes.
not. Yeah. Okay.
I want to be the greatest human being I know I can be for myself.
So you're basically saying you want to be a better you.
Yes.
Is what you're
Because at the end of the day, like I said, everybody has an expiration date. Just because my name is written in the book, or people like talk about me, it doesn't matter. I want to enjoy my time. I'm not trying to enjoy my time for other people. I'm not trying to be in the book for those other people. At the end of the day, this is my life and I control it. I'm the owner of it. This is my soul. So when my inspiration date comes, I want to be able to be like, okay, I did what I wanted to do, not what my parents wanted me to do, not what my friends wanted me to do, not what this government, society, whatever. Okay. I lived life with integrity,
Do you feel like that's not happening in your life? Like you don't enjoy like what you want to do? Like when you say you want to do, like what do you mean?
Like do you feel like your life is content right now?
I feel like my life is content. I'm surrounded by my family. Okay. I'm surrounded by my friends,
So that back to Eddie's question, right?
Yes.
That's what you want to do with your life. And that's
but that's what I want to do. Oh no, I have a huge vision. I have more to come.
Okay,
so what I mean?
That question is a very specific question.
Yeah, but it's not about career though. What I want, essentially, what I want? My dream, my vision.
Yeah.
My vision is to be like I said, the best human being possible. I know I can be.
But that could be like Eddie's and mine. Like I want to be. Everybody wants to be the best of themselves. They want to develop their character. If they're not patient enough,
but that's the thing, though.
But
that's the thing, though. But people don't do things with integrity. They don't do.
So do you know your career path?
Your career is just one aspect.
Yeah, but there's
a whole world out there. There's a whole world out there.
So okay.
Career is just one aspect.
So what are you going to school for right now?
I'm going to school for engineering.
But do you want to be an engineer?
See, yes, I actually do. I do want to be an engineer, but in a sense, I don't know exactly what kind of engineering I want to do.
Okay,
but that answer will be revealed to me. I don't exactly know what career path.
And that's okay. That's okay.
No, that's okay.
But what I mean? That's all right. But like, what is your passion? Like, okay, you want to do that. You're going to school for that, right? But is that like your passion? Is that like burning desire?
Are you talking about just career aspect though? Because like there's multiple different things about passions.
Okay.
I have a passion for food. I love food.
Okay, but you're not going to go and tour the world and be a chef.
Yes. One of my passions.
A chef?
No, not to be a chef.
Okay.
One of my passions is to try all the best food in the world.
But yes,
I love trying food.
That's my passion too. I love food too.
And that's okay.
That's why people travel.
That's why you say there's a lot of, you can have a lot of.
Yeah, but he's saying like as in your career, like not even career, but like, do you think that your burning passion is like revealed to you?
Like I feel like okay. This is what I'm. Let me break it down.
Listen,
I feel like you're telling me side.
You guys are talking about So you guys are. I feel like you guys are talking about dreams and passions. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's difference between dreams and passions.
But your dream would eventually like your dream. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. If you follow your heart, your dreams will come true. It doesn't matter whether it needs money. Whether to fulfill your dreams, you need money. You need people. Whatever you need. It will come if you follow.
So you don't think money plays a part in you being happy?
Money, not really. I mean, but money's a good tool.
So you think that you could, if you were poor and you had nothing in your pockets or nothing to your name, you would be happy?
I'll be happy as long as I have the people that matters to me most. Yes, I would. I can grow my own food, but at the end of the day, what I hold as important to me. It's people, right? My people, being surrounded by my people, building a community with my people,
so, okay.
And that, spending time with you guys, in a sense, imagine you go to the club, right? And now you're at the club, you don't know nobody, but you have a little fun, but now you go to the club. with your best friends, all your friends.
That's true.
It's a huge difference.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But
it's a huge difference.
I feel like, yeah, of course,
You know,
right?
imagine-
but it depends. Like me, right? Let me ask you this. Okay, so like, let's say you do go right to the club, and you know you're with your friends, right? Obviously, it's going to be a good time because you're with your friends.
Yeah.
You know? And do you think that will stop somebody who came by themselves and is full of joy and wants to enjoy their time without their friends? Can they still be on that same level?
Yes, that's the thing. All right, look.
I mean, no, that's a good question because people do enjoy themselves without having others around them.
But that's cool. And now I'll lead to this, right? We, as human beings, individually, we're all unique. You're wearing a red Angels hat. My red, what I'm seeing, that exact spectrum may not be the exactly same color that he's seeing. But we both know it's red. That's what the category we put in. Literally. We all have slightly different eyesights.
Go deeper.
You know, we all have slightly different eyesights.
Okay.
We all have a different brain.
Perspective.
You know,
is what
perspective.
You're talking about.
Listen. For example, right? There could be a billionaire. This billionaire can give you the layout of everything he did in life. And he said, you know what? If you did everything I did to the T, you will become a billionaire.
Not quite.
But
Yeah,
no, not quite. But
even billionaires,
no,
like they're not the happiest people.
Nah,
See
but
Kanye West, for example.
That's fine. Because they didn't achieve that with integrity. They didn't do all the things.
Like Kanye West loves to sing.
Listen. Would you say Kanye West has found joy in his heart? He's going through a divorce. You see
Maybe
how
not
he
now.
doing exactly. You know, because he didn't do all the things he really you know what I mean? He yes, maybe. I mean, I don't know Kanye. I'm not gonna speak for Kanye.
Okay.
But I'm gonna speak for myself in the sense of in the general terms. Your purpose, going back to purpose, your purpose in life may not be the same as someone else.
Of course.
You know, everybody's purpose is different.
Because everybody got different paths.
Exactly. So now what happens is when you start stepping toes into other people's purposes, or stepping toes into other people's dreams, or doing things that are not for you but for other people because you want to do that's why I go back to never in spite of, always because of. Because now, let's say I don't like acting and I become an actor because this actor was like, oh, follow my path, and you become successful, you have this money. At the end of it all, I will look back at my life and be like, you know what? This wasn't really what I wanted to do. Yes, I became successful. Yes, I have the money. Yes, people know who I am. Yes, I'm famous. But, at what cost? So, your drive has to be your drive. Not everybody has the same drive. You have to work the way you want to work. You have to do things that you want to do.
Okay.
And then your purpose will, because at the end of it, you may not find that joy.
But I feel like you'll always divert. When you're at a place or at a job and you know that, this is not where I'm supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or my time is up here.
Yeah.
You will know.
And that's fine.
But how does it feel to wake up every morning and love and be passionate about what you do
because not everybody's happy every day.
But that's fine. But listen, because people don't sacrifice for the long-term goals.
It's not even about goals. Do you wake up every day and you say, yes, I'm happy, man.
But that's fine. That's fine. I don't need to be happy every day. That's fine. As long as I have a mission that I want to achieve.
And I want to say
that will bring me that joy. And even though I'm unhappy, I'm gonna wake up every day, and no matter how hard it is, how much I hate it, I need to do this. If I do X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna achieve this. And once you achieve something, it's beautiful. You feel amazing. Yeah. Creating something. Look at artists, right? The most masterful pieces started with a pencil or a pen or paint. You needed to make one line or one dot. That paintbrush needed to touch the canvas.
Okay.
You feel me? We all can touch the canvas. But now, people don't see the beauty of how long it takes. Even doing this podcast, people don't see how hard you work to get these mics, to get this camera, You know what I mean? To get all this equipment, you know, they just see the end result.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're
saying. And you know, that's what beauty is. You know,
like it reminds me of a quote that Picasso, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Picasso. Anyways, he was somewhere. It was one major artist, and he was eating at a restaurant. A lady comes up to him and she was like, "Oh my gosh, can you draw me this?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Okay," and he draws it in like a matter of like 5 minutes, right? And he's like, "Here you go. That's gonna be like $60,000, right?"
I heard about that.
Right? Yeah. And then she was like, "Wait, what?" And then she was like, "It took you like 5 minutes to do." And he was like, "Yeah, but what you think took me 5 minutes to do took me years
to master."
Yeah, I heard about that.
You know?
Yeah. And that's true.
You know? And it's crazy because people don't really look like that. They don't look at that aspect.
Right. They don't see the times that you like to
the
get
struggle.
Right. Like if you look at the podcast episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even if you go all the way to the first one, it's called intro number 1, right?
Yeah.
That one has no visuals. It's on like Apple or Spotify or whatever audio podcast you can listen to. If you listen to the audio, I was in a closet. I was in a closet because it was too loud. I didn't have no soundproof, anything like that. And you can hear the mic and everything chippering, and I would have to edit every single breathing motion, everything. Like here, you can't hear the breathing that much, right? Because it's all about the progress, right?
And the path to how it starts.
Right. And when you look at it, it's progression, right? And I'm looking at every single episode and every single podcast, and every time I edit and everything that I do, I'm looking at it like, how can I improve? How can I get better at it? What can I fix here? What can I fix there? And there will come a day, in Jesus' name, there will come a day where it will be a studio and everything's already set up. Everything's already soundproofed. Everything is the way that it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know? Joe Rogan, buddy, you got some competition. So I just play it. It's not about,
and that's fine.
It's not about that focus, but it's about, I do this, and I mention that because anybody can do what they want, right?
Yes.
But it requires consistency and a passion for what you like doing, right? And you will grow. You will progressively grow. Like, remember when we were kids and then our parents would tell us like, "Oh, don't do that," but we would still do it.
Yeah.
Like, and then now when you hear adults talking to you, and you know it's actually really good advice, you're like, "Yo, you know what? I'm gonna take it."
Yeah.
Because now you understand. Now we're growing up, and now we're seeing the reality of it. And your parents will be like, "Save your money," say it, and be like, "It's fine.
Don't spend it on women."
Right?
And now it's like you see what it is.
That's fine.
So exactly, now you see what it is, and now you're wise. Now you're wiser. You're understanding. You're growing, right? So like, when people that are in a position or are in a passion or living their dream that you want to do, right? Obviously, there are things you filter because your path is going to be different, right? But like, you take the advice that they're saying.
Yeah.
You listen to it because you're like, you know what? I can learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And I can, you will make mistakes, but learn from their mistakes so that you don't make the same mistake.
Yeah.
And that's good to know.
That's life lessons.
It is. And we will be right back. We got more for you guys, so stay tuned. All right, so we're back, and I do want to talk about Eddie's journey. We mentioned sports a little bit. Eddie played football, and I want you to take us through that journey and what happened throughout that journey.
All right, so I played football for more than 10 years. So I started at Pop Warner. You know how Pop Warner is. Played for a township. Played for North Brunswick. I started at Mighty Mites, and after that it's like Pee Wee, junior Pee Wee, then Pee Wee, and it's like it goes up from there. And then I didn't play for the middle school because I felt like I thought like the middle school wasn't good. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna skip that part. And then I went straight into high school. So basically, freshman year, it's cool. I think sophomore year, I broke my arm. So sophomore year, I broke my arm, and then like right after I broke my arm, I came back, broke my pinky. I was like, okay, this game's kind of intense. And then junior year, so junior year I sprained my ankle. I had like a what do they call it when you're a contusion? So I sprained my ankle, and then
fancy name.
And then senior year, I think it was our second game in the season. I tore everything in my leg, tore my ACL, MCL, tore everything, and I damaged a major nerve in my foot.
How did that happen? How did that?
So I was playing against Edison. I was running the ball. This big dude jumped on my back, and my whole entire knee bent in. So like I knew I tore everything in my leg because like, you can feel like the actual ripping of your ligaments. So I tore everything in my leg, and then I had a major nerve injury. So basically, what I had was I had drop foot for about like 2-3 years. Yeah. So basically, what drop foot is like you're walking on a high step. It's almost like your foot is dangling the whole entire time, and it's like you're trying to pick it up and you keep dropping.
Right.
So I was walking like that for almost like I want to say like 2 years.
Yeah.
I think even to this day, I still don't feel like my shin. I don't really feel like feeling in my shin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now what? Damn, man. I remember that too. That was brutal.
It was very
It's crazy because like I think like I've been telling everybody like I think like the last 2 years before then I was like, yo, that's my bit. Like I think that's when like ACLs were really starting to like I wouldn't say like be a trend, but everybody was really tearing them. I was like, yo, that's my biggest fear. Like I seen people like jump up playing basketball just to rip their ACL. Like
yeah.
And it's like I don't know.
Dang, bro. What position did you play, first of all, so everybody knows?
Okay, so I played a lot of positions. They had me a receiver, cornerback. I even played quarterback sometimes, but my main position was running back and corner.
So that happened
playing running back.
Playing running back.
Yeah.
Man, and the guy, were you out of? They took you out of the game right away when it happened?
So when I got hurt, they called the ambulance and then took me straight over to the hospital. And I had to call my parents, and then like that's when I knew like
it was bad.
Like at first I was like, all right, maybe I just broke my leg or something. I'm like, all right, maybe I can get past this. But then they started doing like a test, and like my knee was so swollen, they had to put a needle in and drain all the fluid out.
Man.
And then they had to crack my knee back in place. So I was like, yeah, this is pretty serious.
Yeah.
I was at the hospital for like a week and a half. I'm like, yo, like it's probably the longest I've been in the hospital.
Yeah.
So like, after that I was like, yeah. I think that's when I gave up football. That's really when I gave up football.
So what was going through your head during those moments?
I don't people don't know, bro. Those years I was depressed. Like I don't know if people know, but I was taking like oxycodone, like they gave me like they prescribe you pills when you get an injury. Like sometimes it's perks, sometimes it's oxys. It's like I was like it'd be where I wouldn't have pain, but I was like, all right, let me just take one. Maybe I feel a little better.
Right.
Like, I was just taking it over again and over again. But yeah, I was getting really depressed, man.
Man, did that? Man, it's getting deep, man. I never knew that, bro.
Man, bro, I was depressed, bro. I was at the lowest point in my entire life.
Would you feel like the Percocets and the oxys kind of like formed the depression, or like an addiction started?
I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say it's an addiction, but I was like, like when you were like at the best point in your life, and it's like everything cuts off. It's like,
bro, you were really, really. Eddie was really, really good.
Yeah, man.
Really good. Did you feel like you had a vision, like, okay, like that football is gonna take me?
Yeah, like that same week I had so many meetings and stuff I was supposed to go through, but after that you get an injury, it's like where you can't really do much.
Right.
Like unless you're like in the NFL, you get an injury, it's like they can work on that. You got all those expensive doctors, but it's high school, so yeah, bro, I was stressed. A very stressful point in my life, man.
How do you have anything you want to ask?
How did you bounce back from that?
I don't know, man. Like I think I just took it a day at a time, bro. Like, cause tearing like I said, like playing a sport and then like being at a high point and just dropping, and it's like I'm singing in bed rest for almost a year. Like have to relearn how to walk again, and it's like, yeah, man.
I don't think people understand how important.
And it's like my senior year, bro, of high school. That's that's like the most. Like I don't know if you guys know, but when you play a sport, you have junior year and your senior year. Your senior year is like where you want to show everything. Like that's when the college coaches come. It's like when you want to show like you're good at the sport.
Right.
And like I was having a great game. I think I had like 350 yards. I'll never forget 350 yards rushing, and then I had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and then I got injured I got injured at the beginning of the second quarter. So you can only imagine how that game would have went.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was cooking them.
It was. Eddie was very, very good. If you guys didn't know, I mean, I had the privilege of watching him play, and he was very, very good. And he wasn't this big though. I'll tell you guys that.
Oh, he transformed.
I was like a kid with like 110 pounds.
He took
skinny.
all that anger in the weight room.
Yeah.
On the weights.
Yeah, he got big. Eddie got big. But like, how do you feel now with like you mentioned like depression and stuff like that? How do you feel now? I
feel better, man. Like, and I tell everybody, like, if you ever feel like you're depressed, talk to somebody. Like, that's one thing I didn't do. I didn't talk to nobody. You know, I just try to battle on my own. But if you feel depressed, talk to somebody. There's always somebody that want to listen. Always somebody that wants to hear your problems. You may not think like, all right, I'm just another burden to them. You're not, bro. You just talk to somebody, and that can go a long way.
That's very important. Is there if there's a number for that, I'm gonna put it right.
Yeah, you definitely put that number there.
I'm gonna put that right there.
Hotline.
Yeah, man. I feel like you want to say something.
I feel like especially being in this country.
Thank you, real quick. Sorry. Thank you for sharing that.
I appreciate it.
I feel like, especially being in this country, I feel like in life, there's you come in a crossroads. It's inevitable. I feel like everybody has this moment where like, you're running high on life and then everything just crumbles down in the moment. There's an Even Stevens quote, actually,
It's like Disney Channel?
Yes. There's like, the janitor was like, anyone can make a mess, but it takes a real man to clean up his mess, But it's not even just in that sense, but it's also like in the sense of like,
how does he remember this stuff?
I always remember there's a lot of things that stick with me, And another life quote I have is, there is nothing in this world you can't do without being, one, persistent, but also you got to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
Did
Persistency.
Denzel Washington say that?
No, no. Persistency and consistency.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can't do in this world. That's why, like, when you hit that moment, when everything crumbles down, it's okay. It's okay to be depressed. That's the thing, though. People don't understand that. They say, like, like, I wouldn't say it's okay to be depressed. I'll say maybe it's okay to be sad.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay to feel like you're low.
It's normal.
It's normal. Like, it's okay to feel your emotions.
It's like having a midlife crisis. Everybody has like a midlife crisis.
It's okay. It's okay, and that's fine.
Yes,
you can whatever. You can take your time with it. But one thing for sure is you can't let that low energy engulf the rest of your path.
Come on. Yeah. All right, I just had to.
You really can't. Yeah. And sometimes, we're human beings. We need people, bro. That's a fact. We need people. You need that one person to like just give you that little push. Maybe it's that person you met at Starbucks that, gave you like that, hello, how are you doing today? That just brings, you need that little sense of push,
To keep you going.
To keep going. Wake up one day, go on a run, Wake up another day, go on a run. Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't feel like doing it? Still go.
And back to like being like like talking about people. I feel like also in that is like being kind to people.
Yeah.
Right. Being nice to people.
Yes.
You never know what anybody's dealing with. You don't know what they're going through.
And that's why like I feel like
you can meet. Like imagine one day you open the door for somebody, he's a billionaire. Oh, let me give you a job.
Right.
You never know who you can meet, man.
Right. And the thing about it is that one thing I say
I have one thing. So Jamie. Everybody knows Jamie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one day he was, I think he was driving by and he seen these kids outside, like lemonade stand. He went out and gave him $250.
Wow.
Turns around, so he does detailing. I don't know if you guys want to follow him.
Yeah.
No Limit Auto Detailing.
He's gonna be. I want to have him on the podcast. Him and then Garrett
and tell him about how he started his whole business.
Right,
but so basically he has a detailing business. So he gave the kids $250. It turns back around that the guy, like the parents, they have like their own business as well. So they turned back around and gave him like a billion clients. So now he's getting like residual income just because of that.
Wow.
So that one good deed goes a long way, man.
It really does.
Goes a long way.
It really does. There's moments where like, you just hear a voice and you just do it.
Yeah.
I call that
follow your gut.
I call that the Holy Spirit.
Always follow your gut.
And it's not about how much money you spend or how much money you give out. It's the kindness in your heart that you do it for.
Yeah. And you don't want to always do it for like, all right, like,
you only
make
hop
sure
on
your
the
phone is out,
Do it like, and he'd even do it with no phones out, man. That's the crazy part, bro. And that's like he did it out of kindness of his heart.
Genuine.
That's why you gotta live life with integrity, and you always gotta kill them with kindness.
That is. Hey, I should put a count of how many times.
That should be a title line. Live life with integrity.
Live life. Live life to your own truth.
I feel like that just really hit the reality of your life. Did that really just?
I feel like it did. Because in a sense, like I don't know. Like I feel like sometimes like like personally, like I'm like like I don't want to do this. I don't feel like it. Or maybe like like I said, like cleaning. Like I'll clean it, and then that little piece, I'm like fuck it. Whatever. Or half-ass do this shit. Like people sometimes like you really just gotta slow down. Like not just slow down in the sense of slow down mentally. Slow down and be more mindful. You will realize how much more aware that you're not seeing.
I want to piggyback off of that, man. For me, yours is integrity. We could tell, but for me, it was from what you're saying is slowing down, right?
Yeah,
is like being appreciative and being thankful. Denzel Washington said, being an attitude of gratitude is what he called it, right? Being grateful and having gratitude in your life about the smallest things, right? Like, being thankful you come in and you're healthy, right? You leave the house, you're healthy. You have food on the table, right? You have people that care about you. You have people that love you. All these little things that we sometimes bypass and we're not thankful for.
Yeah.
And having an attitude of gratitude will take you a long way. I want to ask Eddie, because you got integrity, right? This is Mr. Integrity. Gratitude. What is something that like really in these past few years
It's patience. I'm trying to learn patience. This is what the whole aspect of life. So I feel like my life hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
So everybody knows I want to become a police officer, but that's a process. So it's like one day I apply and it's like I'm waiting months to hear back from them. It's like, all right, maybe they don't want me. But like I feel like in life you have to be patient and like it comes to you. You know what I mean? So like every single day I'm making a call. Oh my gosh, let's see if I can get this job. I'm like, all right, let me just take a step back and actually sit there and think like, okay, maybe I got to take my time and see what really happened.
Right.
Trust the process.
Patience.
And thank God for the moments that, you took the opportunity, but they weren't for it, right?
Yeah.
God has a reason, right? God has a purpose for it. If it's not meant to be, then it's not that time, right? God knows He has an appointed time for our opportunities, our lives, right? He directs the course of our life, right?
Yeah.
So be thankful for those moments, Sometimes, it's easy to, because I get what you're saying, man, and I'm sure you can relate too. It's easy to be like, dang, I really wanted this one, or like I really wanted that one, but it's okay. It's okay.
There may be something bigger that you don't even see or even visualize yet.
Right.
Like
there's a good podcast, a little clip I saw. It's like sometimes we're like, man, God's doing it here for this person, or like He's doing it for that person. But be thankful when God's in the neighborhood, man. He come knocking at your door.
Yeah.
He's in the neighborhood. He's right around the corner.
He's right there.
Right. So, we're seeing things and sometimes opportunities pass us by, but
that's how people build envy, bro. A lot of people see like, all right, they say like, oh, he has a nice car, and why is my car not nice?
Right.
So it's like that's another thing with materialistic things.
Never want to compare yourself to anybody.
You always want to be yourself, bro.
You always like it goes back to it.
Integrity, man.
Integrity.
This guy.
That's what it goes back to. Always, you know, following your path.
Yes,
Always,
sir.
you know, doing everything with integrity, because you never know, you might get that better car.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
That's true.
and another thing I always say, you know, a good quote, you know, simple quote, kill them with kindness. You know, sometimes, like you said, you don't know what people may be going through,
Right.
you know, but you can't let that moment, you know, that moment of negative energy coming from somebody else engulf yours, you know, because when you radiate that positive energy, you know, you overwhelm that person's energy so much
Yeah,
that
it's
they
kinda-
wouldn't even want to mess with you.
You're talking Bible without even
You know?
quoting scriptures here. You know what the Bible says about that?
What?
It says, you know, we all know Jesus says, love your enemies, right?
Yeah.
And so there is I'm not gonna butcher it, but I'm not gonna get it all quote right.
That's fine.
Jesus said that be kind to your enemies, right? Be good to those that are, you know, not kind to you, because when they're mean to you and you're kind to them, the Bible says it's like you're heaping like burning coals on top of their heads. They're like, like, why is this person being so nice to me? And I'm, you know, they're over here trying to bring you down, and you're just being so kind, so loving to them. Man, that changes somebody's heart.
That changes.
Yeah.
Because in a
It's crazy
sense,
because you can literally see some, like sometimes when, like the actual aspect of that actually happening.
Literally.
You could like talk to somebody and you know they're mad, but you're slowly making them not mad anymore. It's like they're sitting there like, oh my gosh, is he really not making me mad no more?
because the negative energy and another negative energy, you know, is just gonna build up. You know, when someone's having a bad day, or like whatever, you know, like even like in a sense like driving, right?
Yeah.
You have a moment driving where somebody has a little road rage. You respond back with road rage.
Guilty.
You know, now it's going back and forth, and you never know. There might be a car accident, or like something bigger will build up. Why would you let that little moment define your life?
Right. Right.
You know, you're not your moments.
Good.
You're not your moments.
Ooh,
That
not
was a
your
good
moment.
one. That was a
Come
good
on.
one.
Give it here.
I like that one.
I like
Not
that.
your moments.
I like that. You know, to go back off of that, there's a crazy thing that happened recently. I think it was a woman that got into a divorce. She was divorced with her husband, and she was a doctor or a nurse, traveling.
Oh yes,
nurse.
I seen that one.
Yeah.
I seen that
Yeah.
one. Yes.
And she was just speeding. I don't know if she was
Oh yeah. I saw
intoxicated.
that. Oh my god.
I don't know if
Was she intoxicated?
That's so sad. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then she
That's
was drunk.
so
But
sad.
going yeah. So
She-
like going
and she was trying to commit suicide.
And the crazy part is she didn't kill herself, but she killed several others.
oh man.
All because that one thing that happened in her life.
Right. Going back to that.
You know.
That one barrier that happened in her life
You know,
that she tried to jump over. But
And now you know what? She could have been an amazing person. You know. But now.
she probably was a great nurse.
Now we will always define her for that moment.
Exactly.
You know, for that moment. You know, so you can't let a certain moment that happens define
Corrupt your
who
whole
you
life.
are. You know,
Yeah.
you got to be bigger than that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you
And,
always
and
got
now
to
look at this. She ruined her entire life because of one moment.
And it's sad. It's
You know,
so sad.
Going. I love everything we're talking about. Like the Bible is it just breaks it all out. You know, like
Yeah.
for example, Jesus was like the Beatitudes, right? I don't know the Beatitudes. Look at me. So it's talking about specific. Let me give an example. Okay.
Okay. Define it the way it makes sense to you.
Exactly. So
Okay.
when you're angry, right? Jesus said, like, if you're angry, it's like you hate your brother, right? And you could be like, oh, like, why do I, like, I know I'm just mad, right? But like that little anger grows into what? Oh, Jesus said it's murder, right? That if you hate somebody, it's like you committed murder.
Yeah.
Because what's the end result of being mad? Killing somebody.
Yeah.
That's the max level, right?
Yeah.
So Jesus is basically saying, if you're mad at somebody, it's like you committed murder because you started from the little seed that becomes this big tree called murder, right? So even if you go back to like lust, right? You lust for a woman or you lust for a material item, right? If, for example, you can't get that material item and you're lusting for it so bad, right? I want this shoe, right? I want this shoe so bad, but I have no means of getting it. What do you think is going to happen?
Turn to alternatives.
Yeah,
You're stealing, robbing.
Right, exactly. You're gonna do whatever you want to get, but like that's why we gotta see things at the root and cut it before it even begins. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
It really is not worth it.
And that's what I say. Like, you know, I feel like as human beings, we're all guilty of this, you know, and I try to be better. Like, this is why I'm saying, like, I want to be the best human being I know I can be. You know, there are moments.
I think you're awesome, Fiifi.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool dude, man.
Thank you. I feel like there are moments where, like, you know, you're angry or, like, you know, you have an angry moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now you're having a bad day. And now, like, you know, you go out into the world. You go out onto other people.
And
you're just bringing it out and you're projecting it on other people. You know, projecting on other people. You're causing that negative energy. You're ruining someone else's day. Why? Why?
All because you're angry.
All because of you're angry. Meanwhile, you don't know what that other person, that energy you're building.
You don't know if that was their breaking point.
You know, you don't know.
Like,
you really don't
know. One day you wake up and you're angry. You go up to one person like, oh, I want to kill myself. And then that anger that you brought onto them, that can be it right there.
Right.
You know, that's why, like,
that's
you know,
crazy.
I feel like you always got to be optimistic, you know. You know, like, no matter what you're going through, no matter how upset you are, when you're with other people, you shouldn't radiate negative energy towards them. You can feel, you know, you know what I mean? You can feel bad, you know, you can be angry, you can, like, you know, but don't project your problems onto other people, you know.
Yeah.
Don't project.
But then again, it's like we can't talk for a perfect society. You know.
Yeah.
It's like we're talking for one another, but it's like the world's not perfect.
It's fine,
bro.
but you just gotta be aware. As long as like you see your intentions needs to match your actions. You know, you feel me? Your intentions need to match your actions.
You got it.
You know, and that's why, like, you know, when your intentions matches your actions, you will live life in a way. All good things will happen. Like, you know, you'll just bring positive energy to your life naturally. You know, now you become the light that other people look at, you know.
I'm going to turn to a Bible. All things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose. God is love, right? God is love. And the number one thing that God said, the number one command, love your neighbor as yourself.
That's a fact.
And second most important, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, right? All your heart, soul, mind, strength, right?
Yeah.
But number one, love your neighbor as yourself. We're talking about people here, right?
Yeah.
God is love.
You know.
So you love people. It goes back to that quote, that scripture that I said, Romans chapter 8, verse 28. For all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to the purpose. If you love the Lord and you know that God is love, you begin to become that nature.
And like I said,
all that you are is emanating love, the love of God towards people, towards your enemies, towards people that you know, have the worst things to say about you. You're loving them.
And I want to piggyback on that to something I said earlier in the podcast. If you're searching for God, look towards yourself. Look within. You feel me? Look within your heart. You know, live your truth. Live life, your truth. You feel me? And have integrity in everything you do. You feel me? Like I said.
I agree. And I want to add to that too. Because I feel like also as humans, though, we sometimes think we know what is right, but we ultimately don't. Ego. That's why we get ourselves in trouble.
Trial and error.
You know? Yeah. So,
right.
Yeah. So, like, it's good to look within ourselves, but that's why I go back to looking at the creator, right? Because you can look at yourself, but you don't know tomorrow. You don't know what's happening.
That's
right?
why you need to live your truth, because you don't know when your expiration date is coming.
What does that mean, live your truth?
Live your truth as in, like, live life with integrity. Literally. literally.
That was fucking say how much time to do say integrity.
Now, let me explain it. Let me explain live your truth, right? Your intentions need to match your actions. You can
that's okay.
You know, you can have like good intentions. You know, maybe like I'm like, oh, like I want to like do this, do that. You know, I gotta walk that path. I gotta it can't be up in my head. You know, it needs to translate into my actions. I can't just talk the talk. I gotta walk the walk.
Yeah.
So when you do things that are like within your heart and you bring it out into the world, you bring it in a practical sense, you bring it towards other people, you know.
It's genuine.
It's genuine. Be genuine, you know.
Yeah.
Being genuine with people, being genuine with yourself, respecting yourself. It starts with you.
Yeah.
Once you do that, you become the light. People see that without you saying anything.
That's literally like it's. I don't know. You know Nelson that we work with.
Yeah.
Bro, that like I only met the kid for probably like I want to say like a month now. The dude is great, bro. It's like every single day his energy is like he wasn't here for a whole week. Everybody was like, "Yo, where's Nelson at? Where's Nelson at?" Bro, it's like that kind of energy, bro. The dude comes in every single day. You're a goat, man. You're a legend. Like every single day, bro. So like that energy is like always high.
So positive and
that's
every
the thing,
single
though.
day.
And
So
people
good.
acknowledge that. People see that,
bro.
You know,
The girl today was like, "Where's Nelson at?" And I'm like, she's like, he took his nursing test. She's like, he's gonna be a great nurse because he's gonna be a person like if someone's down, he's gonna try to make them feel better.
Right.
Like that's what you need in this world.
And you see, that's Nelson's
A great
path,
person, man.
You know, that's Nelson's path, and Nelson is living life to his own truth.
Shout out to you, Nelson.
Shout out Nelson SGS.
You got you got to show up the podcast. That's what I love though. Listen, we're gonna be back. We're gonna close out, and I want to share you guys your thoughts, whatever is on your heart, to give to the people. But we'll do that when we're back. We'll be right back. Okay, so with everything that we talked about, I always leave room for whatever is on your heart, whatever you guys want to say to anybody that's listening to this podcast. Eddie, what is on your heart that you have to say to anybody that's listening to this podcast?
I would say if you're ever depressed, you ever feel like you're low, talk to somebody. Having friends, having loved ones around, it always goes a long way. So if you ever feel like you're low, even if you want to talk to me, hey man, I'll hear your problems. If you want to talk to somebody, just talk to somebody. Let them know how you feel, and it goes a long way. Another thing is having patience, man. Patience in life goes a long way, and I've had mad trials and errors, learning patience, but I'm slowly getting it. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, bro. Fiifi, anything you want to say to anybody that's
look,
listening?
Besides integrity.
I'm gonna list a couple quotes. You know,
Go for it.
the first quote: "With persistency and consistency, there's nothing in this world you can't do." Again, there is nothing in this world you cannot do. You can do anything, and you can be the best. You know, as long as you're persistent and you're consistent, and you really truly believe that, which goes into living life with integrity. You know, live life, do all things with integrity. You feel me? Live your truth. You know, live your truth and radiate that energy towards the world, and good things will happen. Your purpose will happen. You know, you shall receive all the fruits you deserve. But it's okay. During that journey, you may have your moments, but do not let that negative energy engulf your mindset.
Yeah.
Do not stray away from your path. You know, do not radiate negative energy towards other people. Do not project it on other people. You are not your moments. You are not your moments. That's all.
Listen, thank you guys for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you
No
both.
doubt, man.
I love
appreciate
you guys
you,
so
cousin.
much. Yeah, these are
Family.
my cousins right here. It's
Yeah,
family right
family.
here. Man, I appreciate you guys so
Appreciate
much,
you.
you know. Love you guys.
You know,
You too, brother.
Love you guys.
We'll be
Peace.
back. We'll be back.
for sure.
See you. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you subscribe for future episodes and feel free to rate and review. For more information and ways to support, check out our website at abreathwithbrefo.com.